Trying to find the best way to avoid this light. Wait, let's see. Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, so let's talk about it. Um, Ways to create a baby friendly body. Now, those things that I think a lot of women talk about, and there's lots of questions about what can I eat, what can I eat, what can I not eat, what's safe, you know, just so many different things change when you're either preparing to get pregnant or you're already pregnant. So let's talk about the pink elephant. The pink elephant is an image that represents the presence of an obvious issue or problem within an organization, but that everyone seems to avoid discussing or acknowledging. It's a situation that is too uncomfortable, too awkward, or too sensitive to confront directly. I felt like the pink elephant could be like an analogy for what happens when we're either preparing our body for pregnancy or pregnant. And that is, the things we do, our daily habits, our diet, our routines, these are things that we are intricately connected with and that we've developed over many years. And despite us understanding intellectually, like, okay, I have to stop doing these things because I'm about to have a baby, or I have to start, taking my vitamins and getting my B12 and blah, 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 blah. I have to do all these things if I want to prepare my body for a baby, because obviously, red hot, flaming hot Cheetos and Krispy Kreme donuts that I've been eating for the past 3 years is not going to cut it, right? That's not a good baby making fuel. So when we're thinking about all of that, it can become overwhelming, especially if you're like me. I tend to make a project out of everything. I just get excited about learning new things. And so I'll just go in on a topic. And I found myself on the internet just researching like for hours. What's this? What's that? What's in a nail polish? And it led me to all of these discoveries. And so now I feel like I had to change my whole life basically because I went down a deep, dark tunnel of, all of the different chemicals that are in, I like makeup, I like nail polish, I like all of the things that a lot of women like. And a lot of that stuff is just not the best. And so I ended up having to create a bunch of alternatives to some of the stuff that I was using. Now, I didn't go, crazy with it. Like, I'm still going to live my life. I'm still going to have to be normal in some ways. And there are some things that I couldn't find substitutes for, quite honestly. But I did my best to come up with a number of things that could help with my health, to make me a healthier person, and to definitely not be a hindrance to family planning. So, when you begin planning for a baby or you are pregnant, you just want to get healthier. When it's overwhelming, you find out these everyday items, you know, full of things that are just not healthy. And nevertheless, we slowly and we consciously try to do better, right? This is not something that happens overnight. We slowly but surely start to add in things bit by bit. At least I did. So it's worth it to create a baby friendly body, right? Because we want our bodies to be in optimal condition for growing new life. So I believe everything can be done in balance. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. Neither is it wise, right? Because then you get into overdrive and you're taking yourself down a path that can be mentally and emotionally exhausting, which is not good for us. So I realized even one or two changes to my lifestyle is better than sitting idle and worrying, right? Like, oh my goodness, what's this? What's that? So I do what I can when I can, and I give the rest to my higher power. So, how do we eat an elephant? We're on the subject of elephants today. We eat an elephant one bite at a time. And that is the way I chose to make these 10 things um, that I'm doing to make my body safer for baby. So, number one, I traded in my hair dye for henna. Guys, I like to dye my hair. My hair is already black, but I want it to be jet black. I like to dye my hair, mostly in let's see, mostly in the winter. Because in the summer, I like to swim. I want to get in the water. I like to bike. I want to pedal board. I'm just doing so many different activities. Sometimes I'm running if I'm not too lazy to go for runs. But so I'm doing a lot of activities that cause me to sweat a lot. And so it's pointless to dye my hair. Um, but sometimes I will use henna. So I use henna to dye my hair um, in the summertime, which, as you can see, I have not used because my grays are poking, which is okay. I'm okay with my grays. I actually like my gray hair. I traded my nail polish in. So I went and found all of the natural nail polishes that I could find. And yes, they don't last on my nails as long. You can see that now I don't have any nail polish on because it's like a every 2 day thing. And yes, I do polish them every 2 days. And yes, they do look like a 3-year-old polished them because I'm used to going to the nail salon, but nobody's going to go to the nail salon every 2 or 3 days. So I polish them myself. So these are sacrifices. They are sacrifices. I'm laughing because it's funny. It's just funny how I was so particular about all these things. And now I'm willing to, I'm willing to take a step back and say, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that serious. This is for a good cause. So nail polish, natural makeup. Um, yeah, so I just started looking for more natural makeup. And I also decreased the amount of makeup. Like before I used to wear eyeshadow. Yes, eyeshadow is the only thing I stopped wearing, y'all. It's the only thing. But I did change my eyeshadow. I stopped wearing eyeshadow. So I was like, okay, I removed one item. I think my eyes still look okay. They still look normal. I don't necessarily need eyeshadow. That was the one beauty product that I gave up. And then I went with soy fingernail polish remover. They have these soy, and maybe at some point I'll get a chance to show you guys the actual products that I have. I don't have them with me now. I traded the Phthalate shampoo for the non-phthalate. So Shea Moisture has, and I'm not sponsored by Shea Moisture or anything, but it's just one of the ones that I use. It's my summer shampoo. Shea Moisture is something that I use sometimes in the summer. And then I traded my regular fruits and veggies for organic. Get that dirty dozen list. Go down that dirty dozen list. But yeah, I did. I try my best to get the organic. I like to eat lots of blueberries and raspberries. I'm a berry girl. I love berries. So I eat lots of berries. And so I try to make sure I get those organic. You have to be really paying attention to make sure it says organic or they can get you. But I don't know how much of a difference it makes. I am not a nutritionist. This is not nutritional advice. These are just some of the changes that I've made. And I feel like I'm doing okay. Let's see. Number 5, I traded my regular fruit. Okay, I already said that. Number 6, I traded eggs, dairy, and meats for pasture-raised, grass-fed, and organic. So yeah, that was a thing. I was like, what's the difference between the free range and the pasture? Like I had to actually learn some things. So I'm in the store now and I'm like over there for like 5 minutes trying to pick out the best eggs. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I don't regret it. I feel good, so apparently I'm doing something right. Um, but yeah, so I have to pay closer attention to the meat I'm getting. Sometimes I even just buy the kosher meat. I'll just get the kosher, or I experiment a little bit. I try things that I've never tried before. Um, I even will get the bison meat sometimes. I don't know if you guys are interested, but I like all types of meat. I like lamb, bison, goat. Like, yeah, I'm a meat eater, so I go in. But yeah, try to get the like organic and try to get the best quality that I can. Do I always? Probably not. But I do it a lot more than I used to, for sure. I'm watching a lot closer what I'm putting in my body. I still have my occasional donuts. I still have treats. I don't completely deny myself of everything. I don't do that. I don't think that's healthy. But I do try to eat as healthy as possible, and I eat a lot healthier than I used to eat. So I added in a lot more smoothies as well. So I do smoothies now. I'm not doing my smoothies as consistently as I was. And at one point, I cut out all the caffeine. I will say I lost that battle because I started making homemade chai, and it's so delicious, y'all. I got right back on that horse and started drinking chai. I will say that I don't do more than 2 cups a day, though, of caffeine. So it doesn't matter what it is. If it's chocolate, I make sure that I don't go over like 200 to 300 milligrams of it. And I don't do any more than 2 cups of tea. I don't drink coffee like that, but I am a tea drinker. I like, sencha, I like green tea, matcha. And I've been on this Thai tea craze lately where I'm making Thai tea homemade at home, and it's so delicious that I can hardly help having a cup of it, at least 1 cup. Most of the times it's two. So the next one is I try to avoid air fresheners, chemical cleansers, and I'm using essential oils, rice water, baking soda, and vinegar spray. So I have the lemon drops, the essential oils. I put it in there, I mix it up. I really love the way it smells, and I clean with that. Every now and then, I love white sheets. All my bedding is white because I just love white sheets. Like there's something like it's my favorite, one of my favorite things in the whole world. I know that sounds silly, but I love white sheets. Like all of my bedding is completely white. And so sometimes I will use a little bit of bleach on it, just because I really need it to be white. I have this obsession with the sheets being white, and I just like white sheets. So I will sometimes use bleach, a little bit of bleach, but other than that, I'm cleaning with vinegar. I'm using the natural stuff, baking soda, rice water, and essential oils. So, and then I traded my makeup setting spray for rose water. Y'all, I'm not wearing any right now, but when I tell you that rose water is the business, it is, girl, you just light up a whole room. You glow. It does something to your skin. I love rose water. I was using like this, the what do you call setting spray? I was using the setting spray over my makeup so my makeup wouldn't run. And then I started using the rose water, which I used to use rose water before I wore makeup. I would just spray my face with rose water, put on lip gloss, and just mascara. But when I started wearing makeup, which I've been wearing makeup a very long time, I started using the setting spray. But then one day I was like, why don't I just use the rose water? And it was a game changer. I really love it. It's amazing. So that's more natural than, I'm not even really sure what's in that setting spray, to be honest with you, but I know what's in rose water. So that's what I tend to try to use to spray on my face. And I traded aluminum foil for any aluminum foil, all natural brands. I have all of these glass bowls with wooden bamboo tops, and I love them. That's what I use. And I try to buy all glass cookingware. I do have stainless steel, and I think I only have like one aluminum foil pan left, and I don't put anything directly in it. I usually line it with something, but I try to get rid of all of the aluminum cooking containers. All my containers are glass, stainless steel, copper, whatever. I'm using something that is natural, and that is not, it's hopefully not going to be an issue. And I had to go back TMI, natural deodorants. So that was a musty mess figuring out. My God. Okay. Anyway, I figured it out. I ended up just having to make my own. I do use a couple of different natural ones that are okay. But yeah, it was bad. I finally got to a place where I found something that worked for me, but that was a real struggle. And I actually went back on it a couple of times and used the regular deodorant. But then I was like, okay, if you really want to do this, then you're going to have to figure this thing out. And I did. So I make my own deodorant now, and I'm so happy. I'm so much more happy. I'm happier with the deodorant that I make than I am the store-bought natural deodorants. And I've gone through about 20. When I tell you it was a musty mess, it was a musty mess. I finally got that thing under control, though. I was like, no, we can't do this. It was really rough, y'all. It was rough. So that was a huge sacrifice. The detox period was, they said it was like, it would be like two weeks. it was like a month for me. It was not pleasant, but I got past it. I made it through it, and I'm on the other side of it. So, hey, if you guys have any natural deodorants that have worked for you, please leave a comment. Drop something for us. But yeah, trading tampons for pads, cotton pads, organic cotton pads, cloth pads. If you see some of my other videos, I think I made a video about cloth pads. So trying to stay away from inserting any foreign objects into the body, things that weren't already there when I was born. Try to stay away from that. Is it 100%? I think I'm going TMI, too much TMI right now. But yeah, just trying to stay away from that. And then for the pads or sanitary napkins that I do use, they're either going to be cloth or they're going to be organic cotton. Um, yeah, something like that. So you can find whatever works for you. And then I traded drama for peace. Okay, you can always decrease the amount of drama you have in your life. So good for you. Stress and babies don't mix. In addition to it being bad for our body, stress is just not good for us. You know, we want to create good vibes. We want to have good vibes for the baby. There is a thing called epigenetics. It's very complex. It's very interesting, a very interesting concept. And it has implications for future generations. And so, it's very important for, us to think about stress and think about trauma and think about all those things long term out for generations. Like, how is what I'm doing right now going to affect my great grandkids? I think it's really important for us to think about things like that. How are the decisions I'm making now with my body and preparing for this baby, and when this baby is in me, how will that affect not only this baby, but that's this baby's baby? It reminds me of that baby mama drama. You remember that? Anyway, that took me somewhere. My brain always connects to music. I can be talking about something and I'll make a statement, and all of a sudden it will connect me with a song. I don't know why my head works like that. It just does. But it reminded me of that song by Andre 3000, Baby Mama. Anyway, um, yeah, so I'm looking at my notes. So, yeah, just, if you find baby body friendly, um, anything, leave a comment. Let us know what you found. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm forever learning, forever growing. I don't know everything. I haven't tried all the products in the world. I would love to know if there's something that you know about or that you think is amazing. I would love that. So subscribe if you'd like to. If you want me to go into greater detail about any of this stuff or to bring you guys and show you guys my products, I don't mind doing that. I am a pretty private person, so sometimes I am a little weird about telling people what I'm using, but I think I've been pretty open and honest with you guys here today. And so it's just something about, um, I don't know, I just don't like to really share all of what I'm using. Um, but I'm doing that today. So I'm giving myself pointers for being open and honest. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys kind of got some good ideas on what you could do based on what I did. And yeah, these are just, to me, this is like 10, there's like 10 things in here, well, 12. And they were all pretty easy. The hardest part of making some of these habit changes was with food, because I'm a foodie and it's really just hard for me to make changes with food. And also with makeup, I found makeup to be like, I still haven't changed my foundation. I haven't changed, like, I'm still wearing red lipstick. Let's just be honest. It's red lipstick. Like, I haven't changed those things, but I did change a lot of the other things. Oh, one other thing that I changed, I think is huge. Our skin is one of our largest organs. I make sure now that I don't use regular lotion and I use some natural oil on my skin, which is something I've pretty much done all my life, but I haven't been consistent with it. Like, I would still buy the scented fragrance lotions because they smell so good. But now I'm sticking strictly to using natural oils on my body. And I alternate various different oils depending on what season it is. And also whether I'm outside or inside. If I'm going to spend most of my time outside, I may use a different oil than if I'm going to be spending a lot more time on the inside. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys on the next video. I am MJ. I am a birth doula. I specialize in breastfeeding support. And if you guys are interested in a doula and you are in the South Florida area, maybe you're in a different area and you're looking for someone to help you with support online, I can do that as well. But my email is somewhere in one of these video descriptions, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.